Welcome back to Daily Akari. I know it's already past midnight, but I'm not gonna do technically today's feels like tomorrow's puzzle. I'm just gonna do the Saturday and Sunday puzzle. That'll probably take enough time to begin with. I was really busy. We've got number 559 and 560, both very hard by Katsu 3.14, Katsu Pi, I guess, and then another by Mrs. Dot. I think this is a new name I haven't seen before. Let's see, corner eliminations on the ones. Oh, not that one. If it's both of these, then, oh wait, we have the corner elimination here that I missed, and here. If it's both of these, then it would have to be the other one on the other two. Okay, these two are gonna have to go here because these two are in agreement with each other. Oh, and these are also the only spaces. Can't believe that took me that long to find. This has to go here because it can't be both of these. So I have to light that up. Wait, yeah. And then this one is in agreement with this one, so can eliminate that. Gonna have to have one of these two. If it's this one, we could have this one, this one, this one, this one. That looks fine, I guess. Or wait, no. It wouldn't be fine. It can't be both of these because that would completely block off the one. Which would mean it can't be both of these, so this does have to go here. These two are in agreement, so I can... Hang on, wait. Did I click that wrong? So, these two are in agreement with these two, which doesn't eliminate that one, it lights that one. Silly me. Okay, so if this is both of these two, then it's neither of these two, which makes this impossible. So there has to be only one on this, which puts this here. And there's only one liberty left here, which puts a corner elimination right here. This one doesn't seem so hard so far. Now, if it's both of these, it's neither of these, which is impossible, so this does have to go here. So, does that mean it can't be both of these two, because that would block off this one. So, has to be one of these two, one of these two, one of these two, one of these two. And if it's both of these, then wait, hang on. Are these two really in agreement? Because if this were both of these, well, that would actually break this agreement. So yeah, doesn't matter. I'm sure there's more logic I could work out there, but I don't need to because it has to be one of these two. These two are identical to each other. If this were to go here, this would go here, and then there would be nothing to light this up. So I can eliminate this one. What else? We have an agreement here, and then we have an agreement here, so I can eliminate all these as well. Missed that. This were to go here, this one could be lit up by that one, which is fine. Oh wait, no, but No, that would block off this one. So I can prove this isn't here, which leaves one left here, and then one here, one here, one here, one here, one here. It's the only one that can light itself up. This goes here. We have a corner illumination right here. Oh, and just a regular X marker right there. This could go here and here. This can't go here, so these two go there. This is the only square that can light itself up, as well as this one. There's only one left here, one left here. This one has to be lit up by this. And now what? If this were to go here, there'd be nothing to light this up, so that solves the puzzle. Up, and only one left there that I missed. Alright. 5 minutes, 20 seconds, perfect score. Hopefully that was a good warm-up, because, I would have rated that one just hard. Now we're moving on to Mrs. Dot's. Okie dokie. Starting off with basic corner eliminations. Looks like we've got some identicals lying around. No, only one. Alright. This is a really cool looking one. There's a corner elimination here, a couple here. If this were to go here, this would go here, and then we would have this here. This can't go here, because if it did, there would be nothing to light this up, which means if this went here, then this would go here and this would go here, and then this would go here and this would go here. That looks fine, actually. This would go here. I feel like I'm looking too far ahead in the future. If this were to go here, then there'd be no way to light this one up, because this would be X'd, and this would be lit. So, X marker here. Which puts a corner illumination here. Okay, if this whole column were lit up here, then we would see this here and this here. This would go here, this would go here. This would have to be lit up by this. Hang on. So like if we have this light here, this goes here, this goes here. This goes here. This goes here. This one has to be lit up by this. And then this one's completely blocked off. Is that right? Yeah. So I can prove that these two are the vitals on this column here. And what does that tell me? Nothing. At least nothing yet. Or wait, do we have a loop? That's what Mrs. Dot is really good at, is developing puzzles that have loops in them. So I'm gonna look for those. If this, so that was like this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one, and then this square. So if this whole thing were lit up, like say this were to go here or anywhere along here that doesn't have an effect on this loop, this would go here, this would go here, we would see this here and this here. This one would have to be lit up by this one, and then this one would be blocked off again. So that means our vitals are this one, and this one, I think. Yeah, so we can eliminate everything but those. What else? If this whole thing were lit up, we would see this here, this here. This has to be lit up by this. Oh wait, no. If this were all lit up, this would go here, this would go here, this would go here. Yeah, this would go here, this would have to be lit up by this, and then this one would be blocked off. So it's either this one or this one. And that eliminates all of these. Now, if this whole bottom row were lit up, then this would go here, this would go here, this would go here, this would go here. This would have to be lit up by this. And that means and that would also block this off. Right? This one, yeah, that's blocked off. This goes here, this goes here. So that means our vitals are this one and this one. Which eliminates all of those, which gives us some corner eliminations on this too. Now let's close the box. If this were all lit up, we would see this here. This here. Okay, so this is branching out a bit differently, so let's see where that goes. We would see this light here, and this light here. Or in fact, let's just go around the box. So this goes here, this would go here, this would go here, this would go here. I don't know, this seems to work, I think. Okay, what if it were anything but this one or this one? Because I've got a feeling that this and this are going to be vitals. Which is ignoring the fact that there's only two that can light this up, but it could lead to finding out this one has to be lit up by itself. No, wait, have I been doing this wrong? Because there's an open spot here? Oh no. Oh no! Hang on, let's look at this first one. If this were all lit up, this would go here, this would go here, this would go here, this would have to be, oh, this could light itself, oh no, the loop wasn't real, oh no! Hang on, I gotta keep my corner eliminations. Ah, I saw something that wasn't there. Ah, my bad. I wasted how much time on that? Let's see that again. If this goes here, or no, if this whole top row is lit up, then this goes here, this goes here, this goes here, and this goes here. Yeah, I'm just stupid. Okay, I wasted so much time on that. Gosh dang it. Well, let's see if this goes here. This has to be lit up by this, which puts this here, this here, this here, this here. And then is there any way to light this up? I don't think so. Let's look at that again. Okay, so maybe it wasn't all for nothing, just because, good thing I spotted that before I placed a light. that I was just screwing it up. If this goes here, this goes here, this goes here, this goes here, this goes here. This is X'd off, this is lit, so this can't go here. Now let's look, if this goes here, then this one goes here, this one goes here, this would go here, this would go here, hang on, what am I looking at? If this goes here, then this one goes here, and this one goes here. This goes here, this goes here. This one would have to be lit up by this, I think. This here, this here, this here, this here, this here, and then there's no way to light this up. Yeah, so this one has to light itself up. This here as well. Okay, so let's look. Does that create any issues? If this whole thing's lit up, then we have this here, this here, this here, this here. This one's lit up by this. I really don't know. Is that all we can do here? I've looked at this part of the puzzle pretty thoroughly, at least these two little C things. Wait, is this... I just realized the layout of the puzzle is rotationally symmetrical, but not the actual numbers. But this can't go here, because if it does, there's nothing to light this one up. So I can eliminate that, which puts a corner elimination here. This can't be both of these, which eliminates this, because that would leave only one liberty against the two. Vroom. If this whole row were lit up, we would see this here, this here, this here, this here. This is lit up by this. That all seems fine and dandy. Be a corner elimination here. Oh wait, no. These would both be X'd off, not a corner elimination. This would already be happy. If this were to go here, there would be nothing. There'd be no way to light this one up. So we can X this one off. I think I already did that, but I erased it with the loop that I thought I spotted. If this were to be both of these, then this one could be lit up by that, and this one could be lit up by this. Would that create any issues? We would have this here. This here, this here, this here, this here. That all works. Dude. Yeah. What else is there to work with here? If this were to be both of these, then this would be both of these. We would have a corner illumination right here. This would have to be one of these two. What if this one went here? Well, actually that's been part of every hypothetical. Well, okay, what if this one didn't go here? We would see this here and this here. So if this goes here, 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 this one should be able to get lit up by either this one or this one, and none of these are identical with each other. I'm so tired. I've been so busy. I absolutely loved the test pilot show at in Vancouver. Met up with a friend, got some sushi, got some hot pot, got some Tim Hortons, got some poutine. That's what you gotta do when you go to Canada. It was so freaking good. If this were to go here, this would have to go here. Maybe I should start comparing, like, rows and columns over here. I don't know. There's like too many of them. Like I could see a way I could start like using the budgeting strategy with this, but it there's too many of them. I don't wanna. And the twos really complicate it. If this were to go here, this would have to go here. Not sure what else that would affect. This one either has to get lit up by itself or this one. If it were this one, in fact, if this whole row were lit up, then what issues would arise? I don't know. Maybe I should start looking at the middle. Okay, let's see if we can find a loop around this one, maybe. If this were all lit up, because I really don't want to start budgeting over here. Okay, if this were all lit up, then we would see this one here, this one here. This one here. Does that go any further? This would go here. This would go here. This would have to be lit up by itself. I think, maybe? If this were all lit up. Okay, let's look at that again. If this were all lit up, this would go here, this would go here. This would go here. I think this would go here, actually. And then... Yeah, I think I saw something that wasn't there the first time I looked at that, so maybe it's not so helpful. If this were to go here, this would go here, this would go here and here. That looks fine. What am I missing? I might have to start budgeting. But it's so complicated with all the twos in the middle. They can just like give and take from each other. Okay, well, we've got a bunch of little one-off holes. Some of them are going to be able to light themselves up. Some of them are not. Okay, every single one has exactly one tube around it, so that's actually useful information, I guess. If this were to go here, then that would eat up a row, and this wouldn't be allowed to go here because that would put X's here, and then these two would be in conflict with each other. So like if this goes here, this can't go here, and this would go here, and that would eat up more rows. So I think it's probably safe to assume this does not go here, but I haven't worked out the entire proof yet. I haven't found where that would create a conflict just yet. So, but okay, if this goes here, we know this goes here, and that eats up. We've already eaten up 2 rows. In fact, we've eaten up 3 with, it's going to be one of these 2, and going to be one of these 2. And then... okay, that would mean this lights itself up. And then we have these 2 here. Has this row been eaten up yet? I don't think it has. Okay, this is actually starting to make a bit more sense now that I'm like actually looking at it. Actually looking at the budgeting. So if this goes here, this is one of these 2. And one of these 2. And this goes here. This would have to light itself up, this would have to light itself up, and this would have to go here. That would mean these two would have to light themselves up, and then this would already be eaten up, and there would be no way to light this one up. Okay, so that's where the issue is, so I can prove it's not this one. I might be able to prove the same for like where the liberties on the other twos where they poke out. Let's see that. Let's start with the other one that's just out in the open. Well, this is rotationally symmetrical for the most part. I don't know, but some of the x's might not be. So let's see, if this were to go here, would this be able to go here? No, because these would have to be lit up by these, and they conflict with each other. So if this goes here, it has to be one of these two, and it has to be one of these two, which eats up both of these rows and puts this here. This would go here, and it would have to be one of these two, and it would have to be one of these two. This one would have to light itself up. So wait, this goes here. This has to be one of these two. Has to be one of these two. These would all have to light themselves up. So I can say it's not this one. Okay. Now let's say with this one, this would have to go here, this would have to go here. And everything along here would have to light themselves up. Is that right? If this goes here, this goes here, and this goes here. And it's this one, this one, this one, this one. Then this has to be one of these two, and then this has to be one of these two. And then so this goes here, this goes here. This one's X'd off, which would mean this would have to go here, right? Yeah, so if this goes here, this goes here, this goes here. These all light themselves up. This one's X'd off. Since this lights itself up, that leaves one of these, which has to be one of these two, and then hang on. So if this lights itself up, it has to be one of these two. It has to be either this one or one of these two. Okay, so it doesn't tell me what specific row it would eat up actually, but I know it would be at least one and probably two. Let me just work on the proof on that. So if this goes here, this goes here, this goes here, this lights itself up, this lights itself up, this lights itself up. Oh wait, that would mean, okay, this one would have to go here. We would see this here and this here, and then there would be nothing to light this up. So yeah, that does eliminate this one. Now, last one. If this goes here, this goes here. This is rotationally symmetrical, and I think only works in itself. Like, we're not taking the other sides that I was looking at first into account. So We're not taking the numbers on everything outside of the middle into account. But let me just make sure if this goes here, this goes here, this goes here. These all have to light themselves up. Which means one of these two and one of these two. And then hang on, this wouldn't be able to go here because of what? If this goes here. If this goes here, this has to go here, and these are both x'd off. Okay. So that puts this here. And then all these light themselves up. Means one of these two and one of these four, which eats up one of the shared rows. And then this would eat up the other shared row. And there would be nothing to light this up because these would light themselves up. Yeah, okay. Let me see if I can like hunt for vitals at all on the actual rows. Like, can I just get rid of the things that would be just kind of frivolous? Let's say this whole row were eaten up to begin with. This would have to go here. This would have to go here. Yeah, this is a lot. This is a little overwhelming. Which row was I looking at? If this row is all lit up, then you see this here and this here. Well, I guess I am taking some of the x's into account, but I've worked out all the proofs for all the x's so far, so it's no biggie. Okay, so we would see this goes here. This goes here. Anything else? Well, hang on. I might actually have to do some math on this, so let's count. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 times 3 liberties each. Okay, so we've got 12 total spaces on the 2s, total liberties on the 2s. 8 of them will light themselves up. And then 4 of them, which is the numbers we have, will be used by our budgeted shared rows. So that eliminates everything that doesn't light up one of the liberties. So, just mathematically, and it's so freaking cool that, like, I'm actually just using some, like, I don't know, elementary school level math to actually find the eliminations here. Instead of, like, logicking it, you can math it. Well, I guess math is logic, but whatever. So this is so cool, using actual math to find eliminations. Is that everything? This one is either this one or this one. This one is dude. Yeah. Now let's see what that affects. Did they have to be all the same liberties? Oh wait, there's only one left here, so this goes here. Which tells me nothing, once again. Okay. What else is there? This goes here, and then there's only one liberty left on the 2, so I can eliminate that. This goes here, that seems fine. And then this would go here. I feel like after doing the math, it didn't tell me very much. I thought it would. I thought it would tell me more about, like, the outsides, but all the liberties for the number blocks just happen to be either where it wouldn't take up one of the shared rows, or happen to be one that would light up the liberties in the 2s. Way to line it up, Mrs. Dot. This one has to be lit up by one of these 2. Oh, wait, so this might be an agreement with these 2? Yeah, this one has to be lit up by either of these, and then it can only be one of these 2, which means this has to go here, and the rest is in agreement. Alright, we are making progress. That puts these 2 here, which puts this here, and then that eats up 2 of those. Alright. Let's see, we could have this be both of these, and we wouldn't have to worry about like it being one of these two. But hang on, if this were to go here, yeah, that looks fine. Oh, hang on, only one left here, one left here. Is there anything that would create an issue here? Any iterations on this too, or permutations? If this were both of these, this would go here, that's fine. If it were both of these, this would go here. But has this, that might actually be identical though. Wait, no, because see, they're here, which has an effect on this one. This is the only square that can light itself up right here. This is the only square that can light itself up right here. I didn't notice that. I should have. Okay, so it has to be one of these two. And then it has to be one of these 4, using one of 2 shared rows. Oh, I think this is the only square that can light itself up right here. Yeah. So that puts it there. The budgeting on this puzzle is actually really simple once you figure out what it is. It was just really hard to figure out what it was. This would go here, this would go here. Seems fine. This one would have to be lit up by this. This would go here, this would be both of these, this would go here. Oh, but that would create an issue with this. Hang on. Let me see. So if this goes here, this goes here, this one has to be lit up by this, which puts this here, which puts these here, which puts a light here. Oh wait, no, but this one would be lit up because it's already lined up. Or wait. Yeah, we're testing this. Right. Okay, so it doesn't help me much. Could this be both of these? I think so. Here, here, that's just literally the agreement I was looking at. If this were to go here, that would also solve that agreement. So it just kind of depends on which one of these two it is. If it's even one of these two. Is this the only square that can light itself up? Yes, it is. Okay, so we can eliminate this, which means this is the only square that can light itself up. It's going to be one of these two. One of these two. And then it could be any of these 3. if this were to be both of these two, this would go here, this would go here, this would go here. This would go here, this would go here, that's fine. Wait, but, hang on. If this were to go here, this would go here. This would go here. This would go here, wouldn't it? Yeah. If this goes here, then this goes here. And then this has to be one of these two, and this has to be one of these two. And then what? Oh wait, is this the only square that can light itself up? I should just be looking for those. Why aren't I looking for those? It told me so much. This one has to be lit up by this one, and that solves the agreement. This one has to be lit up by that. It's the new one that can light itself up. And then these all have to be lit up by that, which puts this here. Okay, we're almost done. Let's keep looking for squares that can only be lit up by one other square. I don't think I see any. It has to be one of these two. And it has to be one of these two. Wait, if it's both of these, there's nothing that can light this up. So that puts this here. Yeah, and then that puts this here, this here. It's the only square that can light itself up, which puts this here, this here. This has to be lit up by that. One left here, and we're done. 46 minutes, 43 seconds, perfect score. I am so proud of this one, even if it did take me some extra time. Wow, this was a good puzzle. I really loved it. Awesome job, Mrs. Dot. Never lets me down. Anyway, yeah, see ya technically today. Feels like tomorrow. Bye-bye.